start na din sa YouTube and also sa dito sa TikTok. So we can start na. Para naman may boost. Char. Okay. Ma'am, pwede po bang pakilakasan po boses sa akin po kasi mahina po. Actually, lakas naman ng boses ko. Hindi kaya sa mo yan? Okay, let's start. Alright. Actually, hinaan ko ng konti kasi nagsasabi yung mga friends ko na parang hype na hype daw ako. So, medyo hinaan ko. Sige, lakasan ko na lang, ha? Alright, so let's start. Yes, okay. So, let's start. Paki-share po and heart yung live ko, please, sa TikTok para mag-appear pa sa FYP. Alright. Okay, so once again, this is Gurography. Sa social science major tayo. Okay. Okay. So, of course, we always start sa recap. Okay, sa naaral natin last time, alright? So, ano to? The ceremonial honorable act of belly cutting. Okay, is it harakiri or seppuku? Okay. Is it harakiri or seppuku? Okay, you can comment the color, okay, or the word, okay? Blue or gold. Char, diba? It is a ceremonial honorable act of belly cutting. Okay. Hi, Ma'am Trace. You are there. Okay. Ang bilis na ni Sir Genesis, Mabilis na yung lumalaban na yung internet mo. Okay. Okay, yes. All right. Very good. Yes, so of course, it's seppuku. Okay, kasi 'di ba, yung act alone of belly cutting is harakiri. Okay, so belly is hara and then cutting is kiri. Okay, pero pag yung ceremonial, ibig sabihin andun yung ritual plus yung act. Okay, and it is considered honorable. It is seppuku. Okay, that is why in Japan, ang harakiri is called less or known as less formal and then less respectable. Okay, and ang seppuku also is one of the of the code. Okay, the ethical code or called bushido ng mga samurai. Okay. Okay, we go to the next one. According to Durkheim, it is the most common type of suicide. Okay, is it egoistic or anomic? It is the most common type of suicide. So, alam natin, may 4 na type of suicide, pero meron palang pinili. Okay, sana all pinipili. May pinili pala si Durkheim na most common type of suicide. Right? Okay. Okay, lumalaban din si Mom Trace. Okay, go Mom Trace. Okay, yes, it's egoistic. Yes, it's egoistic. Sabi ni Durkheim, yung mga, 'di ba ang egoistic is less integration sa society. Okay, so sabi niya, nung time nila yun okay, so yung sabi niya, ang mga unmarried people, yung mga childless, and yung mga Protestants, they have the likelihood of them committing suicide is mataas. Okay? Yan. So, hindi pa siya anomic. Okay. Next. Yan, ganyan para hindi tayo hindi tayo nagmamadali lagi kasi yan ata yung Right. The process by which people learn the values, beliefs, customs, and behaviors of their society. Okay, so this was not a question, okay, pero naisama ko to doon sa sa pag-define ko sa isang option, okay? So para maalala nyo, okay, is it asociality or socialization? Ma'am Noya, nagbalik po talaga ako, pero lagi akong na-RR dati, okay? Kaya, ngayon hindi na naman na-RR, okay? Very good! Yes, so it is socialization, di ba? Yung sabi niya, yung option doon is observation, okay, and then you learn your culture through socialization, of course, 'di ba? Kailangan mo makipag-interact, okay? Observation and then socialization. All right, if you are a seer, you have blank knowledge, okay? Is it supernatural or magical? Okay na ba yung boses ko? Malakas na ba? Is it ano, or kailangan ko pang lakasan? Mhm. Social science po to, Ma'am Noya. Okay. If you are a seer, you have blank knowledge. Is it supernatural or magical? Okay. Mhm. Okay, okay, ang bosses. Alright. Paki-share naman yung ano, yung live ko and paki-heart please. Alright. If you are, nabanggit ko to, ang diniscuss ko lang dati was yung differences of the different knowledge, okay? Pero para mai-apply nyo. Okay. Alright? Okay. Ang sagot dito ay supernatural. Okay, kasi ano ba yung seer? Okay, ano ba yung seer? Yung seer is yung nakakapag-predict, 'di ba? And kailangan nila they should have a supernatural knowledge. They need the supernatural forces, okay, for them to be able to forecast, okay, or predict what will happen, okay? Ang isa pa na pwede nyong isipin sa supernatural is hindi siya natural, okay? For example, 'di ba, ang regular, 'di ba, ang karaniwang tao, 'di ba? Ang karaniwang tao, hindi mo naman nape-predict yung future, okay? So pag merong mga tao na nakakapaggawa ng beyond human ability, it's called supernatural ability. So you can pili that, okay? Pag may supernatural ability sila, ibig sabihin, they have supernatural knowledge. Okay, ganyan. Ano pa ba yung mga supernatural ability? Oh, 'di ba yung ano, yung may nakita ako yung isang Japanese daw is ano, how do you call that? Nakakita yung sobrang layo. Okay, so it is not natural. Okay, it is supernatural. That is beyond human ability. Okay. Yes, okay. Yung sa magical kasi is yan yung kailangan mong i-manipulate, okay? Yung mga supernatural, hindi lang supernatural, like gods and goddesses, but also the supernatural forces. Everything supernatural. Okay? Next, ito naman. If you are a witch, di ba? If you are a witch, you have blank knowledge, okay? Is it supernatural or magical? Okay. Mm-hmm. If you're a witch, a witch, a witch. Ba, lumalaban dito sa ano. Good job, TikTok. Okay. Alright. Yes, ang smooth ngayon, no? Okay, salamat naman TikTok at minahal mo na ako today. Okay. Yes, so yes, alright, it is magical. Of course, ano nangyari dito? Okay, yeah, so of course, it is magical. Alright, so kasi minamanipulate na yung mga supernatural forces, right? Yon. Okay, wait lang please. At bakit nawala yung ano? Yung live ko. Nawala ba ako dyan sa ano? Sa YouTube, guys? Bakit parang bumalik? Okay. Hopefully okay pa rin. Okay. Next. Yes. Oh, ang galing din sa TikTok. Lumalaban. Okay, very good. Next. Okay, ano naman yung okay pa tayo sa ano? Okay. Iba kasi nakikita ko dito sa ano ko. Okay, ito naman, Cradle of Christianity in the Philippines. Is it Cebu or Limasawa? Lima ang asawa. Okay, is it Cebu or Limasawa? The cradle of Christianity. Okay. Okay, intindi ko kung bakit. Oh, nawala na ba ako? Guys, nawala na ba ako sa YouTube talaga? Wala na kayong sumasagot eh. Teka lang at TikTok guys ha. Para kailangan ano, simultaneous tayo. Char, char, char. Okay, okay na. Oh, ba't di ko na sila nakikita? Hindi ko na nakikita yung kanilang... Okay, very good. Oba. Okay, so intindi ko kung bakit may Limasawa. Okay, but the answer here is Cebu. Okay. Limasawa kasi, 'di ba doon yung ano, doon yung unang na held yung ano yung first yung mass, okay? Una na nga first pa, 'di ba? Doon na held yung first mass. And that is why it is not called cradle of Christianity, but it is the birthplace. Okay, doon pinanganak. Okay. Pag sinabi natin kasing cradle, doon na yun yung parang nag-diffuse siya, 'di ba? And that is why it is Cebu. Okay? So, alalahanin nyo, C for C. Okay? Cradle of Christianity, Cebu. Okay? Pag birthplace is lima asawa. Okay? Kaya siguro nanganak kasi lima ang asawa. Okay. Isa sa limang asawa nanganak. O, yun na lang. O, di ba? Char-char yung ating mnemonics. Alright. Okay. Okay, next, ito naman, refers to the deep social, political, and cultural separations between major groups of people, okay? Is this polarization or unification? Ano sabi niya? Kasi Cebu din sa Asia. Ay, for real ba? Teka lang. Isipin ko yan. Cebu din pala sa Asia. Okay. Malamang kasi baka tayo yung first dito sa Asia na na-conquer ng ano ng Spain, ano? All right. So ito, anong sagot to? Refers to the deep social, political, and cultural separations between major groups of people. Okay, so nabanggit ko din to dun sa isang question ko na ano. Okay? Okay, very good dito sa sa TikTok. Alright, very good. Sa TikTok, lumalaban. Okay. So, etong kaya ko nababanggit to kasi mahilig din ang let sa sa affairs sa US. Okay, and this word, although matagal nang ginagamit, is parang lumalabas na naman because of yung presidente ngayon. Okay, yes. And the answer is polarization, okay, or the Great Divide. Okay, so ito daw yung nangyayari ngayon sa current administration nila, 'di ba? Because of yung presidente nila ngayon. Okay, so Great Divide or polarization. Okay, so nabanggit ko last time, 'di ba? Ano ba yung Great Divide at saka polarization? Okay, figuratively speaking, yung Great Divide is na nangyayari ngayon, applying to US is na-divide na yung mga na-divide na yung mga government officials depende sa kanilang party, okay? So Republican and Democrat ganyan. So yun yung pinaka niya. So parang sinasabi nila na pag hindi ka kabilang sa party nila, hindi ka mapapansin. Yan. So that is the Great Divide or polarization. That is one of the problems of USA ngayon. Okay? Ganyan. Alright. Yes. Polar. O polar. Okay. Ito naman. During the administration of Fidel V. Ramos, the Philippines became known as Asia's new tiger or sick man of Asia. Okay. So, nabanggit ko din to. Although, ang tanong ko was yung Philippine 2000 ni Fidel V. Ramos. Pero nabanggit ko to. Ito yung result ng advocacy ni Fidel V. Ramos na Philippine 2000. Blue, sabi mo naman, Rosemary. Alright, ang galing naman sa TikTok. Okay, marami pa rin pala kayong dito social science dito sa TikTok. Okay, paki-love and naman share, please. Sorry, paulit-ulit ako. Kasi, yun nga, nalungkot ako for two live sessions kasi lagi akong na-RR. Okay? Alright. Okay, yes. Of course, it's Asia's new Tiger. Okay, so baka, lako, Diyos ko, baka may mang-away pa sa akin dito. No, bakit si flex mo si Vitel B. Ramos? Okay, natawa talaga ako. Yung gumawa lang naman ako ng data visualization tool about sa president, yung mga different presidents natin sa sa Pilipinas. Tapos, inakusahan pa ako na bias, kalorki. Okay, so ito naman, yung sick man of Asia. Okay, kaninong presidency naman to? Okay, sick man of Asia. Ito ay ayon sa aking mga research lang, okay? So, it's not about kung gusto ko yung isang president or not, okay? Alright? Ano to? Anong presidency kay sick man of Asia? Ma'am Trace, kailan ka ulit mag-exam? Okay, galing din ready ka rin talaga si Sir Genesis talaga. I am banking on you, Sir Genesis, ha. Itayo ang bandila, ha. Dapat magtatap yan, alright? Asan yung iba? Okay. Okay, so let's reveal na, right? So, yes, it is, sorry. Yes, sick man of Asia is Kay Marcos Senior. Okay, kasi nga 'di ba, yung riddled of corruption daw ha, kasi hindi naman natin alam. Okay, pero actually even nung nagle-learn ako is even yung may mga coaches na nagsasabi kasi may kinikilingan din yung let 'di ba? So anti-NPA sila ganyan, tapos parang hindi naman sa pero ganun yung stance nila, okay, or yung stand nila. Okay, so kay din sila, hindi nila paborito si Marcos Senior, 'di ba? Paborito nila si Fidel V. Ramos, 'di ba? Paborito din nila na yung sa trends and issues na nangyayari sa America and Japan. Okay, yun ang pansin ko. Meron nga akong na-encounter sa social science major natin na about Japan. Hindi ko naiintindihan yung hindi ko na maalala. Okay, at saka hindi ko naintindihan. Okay. 'Di ba? Napansin ko din. Fave na talaga si Ramos kasi akalain mo IPRA, pinalabas si IPRA. Tapos yung Philippines 2000, tapos yung PEZA, 'di ba? Favorite nila, favorite. All right. Okay. Ito, of the following cultural landscapes, which will you not include as an element of cultural geography? Okay, so inulit ko to kasi sa mga bago na nagre-review is baka parang kayo na mali din ako dati dito. Okay, yeah, although naman si magsasay, favorite ko din siya. Okay, wala mamabash sa akin gustong-gusto ko siya. Alright? Okay, very good. So, halatang malakas na itong mga nagre-review ngayon, alam na nila, okay? Kasi nung bagong-bago ako, nung tanga-tanga pa ako, ang sagot ko dyan ay yes! Cemetery. Okay, uy! Ano yun? Mali. Yes, okay, so forestry siya. Ang sagot ko dati dyan was cemetery. Kasi sabi ko, titignan mo dun sa alam mo, nakita ko agad yung cemetery, hindi ko na inintindi yung tanong. Sumagot na agad ako ng cemetery, di ba? Yan. Okay. Ganyan. Okay. Tinawanan ako ni Tube. Okay, totoo yon. Okay, sabi ka, nung makikita mo sa cemetery, puro patay yung mga ganon, di ba? So, sabi nga naman, nung makikita mo sa forestry, di ba? Puro forest. Okay, but of course, ang makikita natin sa cemeteries, yung mga traditions, di ba? Yung mga burial traditions, yung mga ganon, or for example, like for example, sa amin sa Ifugao is, linalagay namin sa tomb, okay, ang mga patay, and then, because I'm half Ifugao, half Ilocano, hindi ko din napansin, no, nasabi lang nung mama ko, pero sa Ilocos is, we bury our dead, okay, so, dun pa lang makikita mo na yung culture, di ba? Sa China naman, sabi ko, makwento ko lang, di ba? So, we went to parang a far lang barrio, tapos, puro field siya. Tapos sabi ko, ano yung mga parang ganun-ganun doon na parang kasama sa field na parang ganyan-ganyan, tapos may natusok-tusok na ganyan. Tapos sabi nila daw, yun nga, puntod. Sabi ko, what? Kasama doon sa field? Alright. Okay. Wala, natuwa lang naman ako mag-ano. Alright, so of course, let's go to Ilocos ka din. Yes, I'm from Ilocos Sur. From Sigay, Ilocos Sur. Okay. An interior town. Okay, so let's start now with number one. Okay, what will you identify as the main, okay, if not the only preoccupation of consumers in a direct appropriation economy that satisfies basic needs? Okay, A, demand for security, B, quest for food, C, desire for leisure, and D, fondness for travel. Okay. Ba, ang bait na ni TikTok sa akin. Yes, yes sir, Bumbledore. Ikaw, taga saan ka? Ang dami pala nating Ilocano dito. Ano, nung nag-Ilocano ko, tawang-tawa sina Sir Genesis at saka sina, Sir, Alright. Okay. Alright, let's see. Yes. So, ang sagot po dyan ay quest for food. Okay. But intindi ko kung bakit nagsumasagot ng desire for leisure. Kasi, paano kung hindi natin alam yung meaning ng direct appropriation economy? Okay. And that is why, pag ganyan po na hindi nyo po alam, maghanap po kayo ng clue. Okay. Sabi niya, that satisfies basic needs. Okay. Ano ba dito yung nagsasatisfy ng basic needs? Okay. Of course, yung ay, uy, puro Ilocano naman po tayo. Oh my golay. Okay, kaya pala sabi mag-Ilocano na lang daw ako para hindi ako na-RR sa TikTok. Okay, so sabi niya, basic needs. So ano ba yung basic needs dito? Of course, it's quest for food. Ay, from Santa ano? From Santa ano? Okay. Oh, dami. Naglipa na dito ang Ilocano. My gulay. Okay. Yeah, so, yan. So, pag basic needs, hindi naman kasama ang desire for leisure. Kasi linagay ko pa nga dito yung may pa-Maslow pa tayo dito. Kasi yung desire for leisure nasa esteem na siya, 'di ba? Tong fondness for travel, also for self-esteem, 'di ba? Kakaroon ka kasi ng self-esteem, 'di ba? Pag kahit papaano is nalalagpasan mo na yung mga ibang other needs mo. And of course, yung demand for security, that is just one step above yung physiological needs natin. Okay, but aralin natin kung ano ba yung direct appropriation economy. So, dalawang klase yan. So, pag research yung direct appropriation economy, meron siyang isang meaning, okay, na malalim. Pero, dito sa question na to, ang meaning ng direct appropriation economy is yung kumukuha ka lang, okay? Yung kumukuha ka lang ng lahat ng kailangan mo sa nature. Okay? And then, yung purpose mo doon is for consumption, okay? Personal needs, okay? Hindi mo ibebenta or anything, okay? So, that is the direct appropriation economy, okay? For example, gusto mong, gusto mong kumain ng talbos ng kamuti. Okay, talbos ng kamote, 'di ba? So pupunta ka lang sa arubayan nyo, 'di ba? Sa neighborhood nyo or sa inyong likod bahay, and then the purpose there is for you to consume it, not to sell it. Okay? That is direct appropriation economy. And 'di ba, meron naman talaga ngayon mga society na still doing this, direct appropriation economy, 'di ba? Usually ang ATAS, okay? So may pinanood akong nung nanonood ako ng documentary, sabi ko, grabe, even when they go fish, yung mga kapatid nating ATAS, when they go fish, hati-hati talaga sila, ganyan. Or when they go sell yung fish, kasi kailangan naman nila asin, halimbawa, paghati-hatian nila for example, they went to sell the fish that they caught, 'di ba? Tapos bibili sila ng kailangan nila, and then hati-hatiin nila per family, 'di ba? So that is direct appropriation economy. All right. Okay. Pero intindihin natin okay? Intindihin natin kung saan ba galing yung direct appropriation economy, okay? So wag niyo pong gamitin yung BQ, okay? Pag sumagot po, ilagay niyo po 1A, okay? Wag niyo pong gamitin yung BQ kasi parang siya na spam. So, according, this is related kasi doon sa direct appropriation economy, okay? And this is also gas-gas, okay? Gas-gas na question. According to Karl Marx, what is the earliest stage of economic development where people directly appropriate resources, okay? Direct appropriation from nature and share them collectively without private property or class division. A, feudalism. B, capitalism. C, primitive communism. And D, socialism. Okay, so lagay nyo po 1A. Huwag nyo pa kayong mag-BQ ha, sa TikTok. Okay, 1A. 1A tayo, 1A. Ilocano Toilet. Alaon yun. Oh my God, magkakalapit lang tayo. Okay, 'di ba? Oh, 'di ba gasgas na 'to, 'di ba? Gasgas na sa atin 'to yung mga nagre-review dito. Okay. Yes, okay. So of course it's primitive communism. Okay. Kasi itong direct appropriate economy is, although hindi binanggit ni Karl Marx, okay, hindi ito yung vocabulary na ginamit niya sa kanyang theory. Ito naman yung parang na-surmise ngayon ng mga modern economist, okay, na gustong ipahiwatig ni Karl Marx. Okay, so yun yung pinanggalingan ng direct appropriation economy is it is a term na sinormise ng mga modern economist from sa theory ni Karl Marx. Okay. And explain ko to kasi ito din laging lumalabas. Ito yung 5 stages ni Karl Marx sa economic development. Okay? So, tiyaga na lang kayo. Okay? Hopefully, hindi kayo mabore. Okay. So, 5 yung niya. Okay? So, it starts with primitive communism. Okay? So, nung primitive communism, in-explain ko nga, communal ownership, di ba? Ibig sabihin, community, di ba? Hati-hati sila. Okay, so, ano ba yung mga ginagawa nila sa primitive communism? Di ba? Yung prehistoric, gathering, di ba? Nag-scavenge sila sa forest, 'di ba? Fishing, yung mga ganun, and then they eat it, okay? Ganyan. And then bakit tayo napunta sa slave society, okay? Yun yung meaning ng transition trigger. Okay, so bakit from primitive communism napunta tayo sa slave society, okay? So ito ang transition trigger niya is yung agriculture and surplus, okay? So dahil nagkaroon na ng surplus, okay? Kasi 'di ba dati they don't plant, so wala pang agriculture. Then nung agriculture na sila sa Neolithic age at nagkaroon na ng surplus, nagkaroon na ng private ownership. And that is why lumabas yung slave society. Yan, yung meron na siyang masters and slaves. Ganyan. Okay? And then, bakit tayo napunta sa feudalism? Okay? So, ang transition trigger niya is yung slave revolts. Okay? So, syempre, nahirapan na. Alam naman natin, narinig na natin yung mga na nag-revolt, yung mga slave, nagkaroon na ng feudalism. Okay? So, yung feudalism, alam natin, is the use of okay? Or, yung source of wealth sa feudalism? What is the source of wealth and prestige and status sa feudalism? Okay? Starts with L. Okay. Yan yung pinag-aaway-awayan nating magkakapit-bahay at magtitito at magtitita. Okay. Nakaka-relate yung sumagot. Ang mabilis sumagot, nakikipag-away. Okay, very good. Yes, okay. Yeah, so may nag-away na ba kayo ng tita nyo? Okay, or titos nyo? Yes, of course, land. Okay, so pag feudalism, merong lords, yung mga owners, and then merong serf. Okay, so ang feudalism was, ito nalalabas din to dati, is, ito yung nung medieval, okay, usong-uso nung medieval age, okay? Medieval age. Oy, tawang-tawa kayo. Alright, okay, and then, okay, so dahil ano yung transition trigger kung bakit tayo napunta sa capitalism is, of course, lumalaki na yung trade, 'di ba? Even yung trade of noon, 'di ba? Ang trade of slaves noon lumaki din, 'di ba? Lumaki din yung mga cities, okay? May urbanization na ganyan-ganyan. And then we went to capitalism, 'di ba? So alam na natin si Karl Marx parang talagang gasgas yung sa capitalism sa kanya, 'di ba? So ang capitalism is private ownership and profit. Okay? So pero actually parang nahati lang 'to. Okay? So maganda yung capitalism ngayon, 'di ba? Pero yung capitalism noon is hindi maganda kasi ang owner lang ng mga mode of production and everything is yung mga capitalist, okay? It's yung mga mayayaman, and then they are called bourgeois, 'di ba? Yan, at saka yung mga laborers, they were called Okay, so dapat alam nyo to. The laborers were called what? Starts with P. Okay? Bourgeois and P. Ano yon? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, very good. Yes, yeah. Okay, yes. Proletariat or the polista. Polistas din ba sa ano yun, sa Tagalog? Yung polista. Okay, or proletariat, right? 'Di ba? Okay, ito pa. Ano yung mas mababa pa sa proletariat? Okay? Meron pa. Although ang pinakauso naman talaga is yung bourgeois and proletariat, pero meron pang mas mababa. Okay, if alam nyo po. Okay. Community flag comments. Ano naman ba ang flinag nyo? Wala pa naman sila. Okay, so i-filter ko lang ng konti ha, kasi kesa naman mawala tayo ha. Okay. Okay, go. Alright? Okay, yeah. So it is lumen proletariat. Yeah. So sila yung mas mababa pa. Sila daw yung tagalinis ng ano, ganon. Okay. And then, di ba sinasabi ni Karl Marx na dapat magkaroon ng class struggle. Okay? Para naman maiba yung ihip ng hangin. Okay? Para sa mga laborers. Okay? Alright? Yes, okay. So, nag-class struggle, okay, that was the transition trigger, kaya nagkaroon ng socialism and communism. Okay. So, there's a little bit of difference nung socialism at communism. Okay. So, yung socialism, lumalabas din to eh. Socialism is yung wealth, okay, yung everything, okay, is pinaghahatian ng people and the government. Okay? So lahat ay involved, okay? Yung mode of production, yung mga ganun. Ang communism naman is to be na-restrict na naman tayo. Ay, nako, Diyos ko, Lord. Okay, so ang communism naman is tawag doon pagmamay-ari ng community. Ganon. And the community, ano nga ba ang binubuo ng community? Yung state. Okay? So, parang pinaganda lang na, okay, siguro maganda nga talaga yung ano ng communism, di ba? It's just that we have a negative connotation. Okay, so of course, pag socialism and communication na and communism na, meron na tayong equality and cooperation. Okay, kasi 'di ba, hindi na lang capitalist ang yumayaman. Okay, lahat na tayo meron tayong equal. Okay, which is tama naman, 'di ba? Meron na tayong equal opportunities. All right? Okay. Okay. We go to the next one. A prominent public official is appointed to a cabinet-level position. A group of citizens and legal experts challenge the official legal right to hold the office. Which legal writ would be the most direct and appropriate remedy to question the validity of the official appointment and authority to hold that public office? Okay, is it A, writ of amparo, B, a writ of habeas corpus, C, a writ of quo warranto, and D, a writ of mandamus. Okay? Totoo ba? Okay. Alright, very good. Okay, so yung mga gustong mag-enroll sa akin, it's just 249. Okay, it's Havay na havay po tayo, okay? Meron pa tayong mga November takers din. And, kasi nag-start na kami nung October. So, sayang lang din. Alright, okay, very good. It is a writ of quo warranto. Okay, so, ang meaning ng writ of quo warranto is by what authority? Okay, kasi parang sinabi, by what authority do you have? Okay, para magkaroon ka ng right to hold a public, hindi lang public office, but also corporate office. Okay? So, ang bago ngayon na nakita ko na naanuhan sa quo warranto na pwedeng maanuhan ng quo warranto is si Erwin Tulfo daw kasi daw siya how do you call that? Americans, hindi. Parang American citizen ata siya, I forgot na. Yan, ganyan. Okay? So, quo warranto. At saka kay Alice Wendt. 'Di ba? Ito yung final sa kanya, si Alice Wendt. Kasi wala na siya, so Alice went na siya. Alright? Okay. Okay, so instead of explaining one by one yung mga yon, mas gusto ko yung ganito para na-apply nyo. Okay, so prevents unlawful or arbitrary detention. Okay? So, i-type nyo na lang po yung word, okay? Or kahit yung have, ganon. Okay? Para hindi tayo ma-flag. Kasi nag-start na naman akong ma-RR. Okay? So, is it writ of habeas corpus or writ of amparo? Okay? Prevents unlawful or arbitrary detention. Okay? Okay. May nag-read of corpus, may nag-read of habeas. Okay, Blackie. Okay. Alright. So, ang sagot niyan ay arbitrary detention. Okay, unlawful detention. It is a writ of habeas corpus. Okay, so kahit nung nagre-review ako, magulo talaga to. Okay, so it's okay. Alright, so ang meaning ng writ of habeas corpus is, it's about body. Okay, pwedeng, do you have the body? Bring me the body. Okay, so if you bring the body is, it is what will it prevent? Okay, if dadalhin mo yung katawan, ano yung i-prevent niya? Ang prevent niya ay unlawful or arbitrary detention. Okay, so specifically ang sinasabi ng writ of habeas corpus is, for example, someone is nahuli, 'di ba? Nahuli siya. Okay, kailangan dalhin sa korte. Okay, para ma-face niya yung ano niya, ma-face yung kaso. Kasi kung hindi mo i-bring doon, that is already illegal detention. Okay? At pwede ring parang unlimited mo nang i-detain, ganon. So pwede kasing ganon, 'di ba? Especially sa kind of justice system natin ngayon. So pwede talagang ganon. So para maiwasan, there should be writ of habeas corpus. Okay? Okay. Alright. Yes! Sabi ni Sir. Okay. So, ito naman. Okay. Ito naman. Judicial remedy that seeks to protect individual whose right to life naman. Life, liberty, and security is violated or threatened by unlawful acts or omissions of public or private individuals. Okay. So parang medyo life, liberty tapos detention, 'di ba? Liberty is also about ang detention pwedeng connect sa 'di ba? Sa liberty. Okay? Pero wag na tayong mag-overthink. Pag nakita niyo yung detention, mag-writ of habeas corpus. Pag life, liberty, and security, it is okay, yes. Okay, yes. A writ of amparo na ite, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng dalawa sila. Yes, okay. So pag na-threaten yung buhay mo, yung freedom mo at saka yung security mo, that is writ of amparo. Okay. Ito nagkakagulo dati kasi 'di ba ano ba yung example ng pag na-threat yung right to life, liberty, and security mo. Okay, so number 1 is EJK, di ba? Extrajudicial killing. Okay, so of course, pag in-EJK na, that is, or if there is a looming or impending na ma-EJK ka, that is a threat to your life. Okay? And nagkakagulo sa enforced or unlawful, ano yung isa? Disappearance. Okay, so pag sinabi na unlawful disappearance, ang daming bumabaliktad sa writ of habeas corpus. Okay, but still ang writ of ang unlawful disappearance or enforced disappearance is still under a writ of amparo. Okay, because that is under security. 'Di ba? Yung na lang, yung kukunin ka na lang, 'di ba? Pero may difference kasi. Ang nakalagay talaga sa amparo is enforced disappearance. Okay, kasi pag sinabi mong enforced disappearance, yan is yung kumuha sa iyo. Okay, yung kumuha sa iyo secretly is gobyerno. Okay, that is enforced disappearance. Okay, and of course, ang unlawful disappearance naman is yung kumuha sa'yo or dumukot sa'yo is people, okay, regular people. But we are still talking about REITs, okay, and REIT of itong mga REITs na to is you can use it to question yung ano ng government, 'di ba? And that is why enforced disappearance or unlawful disappearance, wag na tayong magiging technical about it, okay? Kasi hindi mo na pwedeng sampahan ng writ of amparo yung ano dun sa unlawful disappearance kasi yung neighbor mo kinuha sa 'di ba? Hindi pwede 'yon. Okay? Okay. Okay, ito naman. It is a legal remedy under Philippine law that provides protection of one's constitutional right to a healthy environment. Okay? So, actually, bago to sa akin. Alright? So, writ of mandamus or writ of kalikasan. At least ito, mahuhulaan, di ba? Kapag may sumagot pa ng kurutin ko, char. Okay, yes. Okay, very good. Yes, of course, it's a writ of kalikasan. Okay, so ito pala yung mga ito pala yung halimbawa may halimbawa ano ba 'yon? Halimbawa yung may experiment, okay, may mga experiment na gagawin ang government doon sa sa place nyo, okay? For example, ganon. Tapos feeling mo na apektuhan yung health mo and everything, you can file for the writ of kalikasan, okay? So yan po yung kanyang application. Okay? Alright, it's very easy to understand naman, di ba? Okay, so yes, it's writ of kalikasan. Okay, next, ito naman, writ of mandamus. Okay, is it red or black? Okay, so a court order from a higher court commanding a government official, public agency, or lower court to perform a specific duty they are legally required to complete. Okay? And then, itong black is a prerogative writ issued by a court which orders someone to show what authority they have for exercising some right, power, or franchise they claim to hold. Okay? Ano yung sagot dito? Is it red or black? The red one. Okay, very good. Yes. So of course ang sagot niyan ay yes, yung writ of mandamus. Okay, yung you are mandating, 'di ba? You are mandating somebody, okay, na nasa government office or nasa office to do something. Okay. So, ito yung sabi niya na who fails to perform a specific duty. Okay. Ay, nako. Okay, not approved na naman. Ito yung, it's not lang yung halimbawa yung sabihin mo na pumunta lang yung mayor doon sa Japan, mga ganon, nagmasyal-masyal, okay? Hindi lang ganun kasimple, okay? So, for example, dapat may meron siyang legal basis ba? Ganon. Okay, so for example, nag-apply ka for business permit, ginawa mo naman lahat, okay, yung mga requirements ganyan, tapos hindi ka binigyan. So that you can file for writ of mandamus. Okay? So ganyan. Or hindi lang mga even the agencies, like for example, pumasa ka ng LET, 'di ba? Tapos kinuha mo lahat yung requirement, kumuha ka ng mga stamp, ganyan, tapos ayaw kang bigyan ng PRC license. Okay, so you can still file for a writ of mandamus. Okay, how put a GenEd at yung GenEd at ProfEd, mag-member lang po kayo dun sa mag-member lang po kayo sa channel ko dito, sa Black app, sa Blue app, doon. Mag-member lang kayo and then you can use the resources doon, mga napopost doon. Okay? So it's free. Okay? Ganyan. Okay. Ito naman. The mandatory enrollment of citizens for military or civil service in the Philippines is called A, conscription, B, nationalization, C, militarization, and D, enlistment. Alright. Ito. Paki-share naman please yung aking live. Okay. Mandatory. enrollment o even yung mandatory even yung mandatory service. Okay, it kino-cover na to. Okay? Okay. So let's reveal. Okay, it's called conscription. Okay, so yun na yun. Okay, nung World War II, 'di ba, yung mga nadadraft, yung mga abled male, 'di ba? Okay, so it is still a part of. Okay, ay, okay, so mawawala na daw tayo. TikTok, mawawala daw tayo in 5 minutes. So, kasi mag-1 hour na. So, I can do relive. Okay, relive ko to para matapos natin hanggang 10. Okay, kasi sayang, madami to. Okay, so, di ba nung World War II, nadadraft yung mga lahat ng abled body. Okay, parang, and then they have to go mag-serve, di ba? So, that is conscription. So, itong conscription, nag-start daw ito nung how do you call that? Nung Spanish era pa. Okay, ganyan. Okay, so ang tanong ko naman, meron sa tingin nyo, meron pa bang conscription ngayon? Is it still applicable or being implemented ang conscription? Salamat sa sumasagot sa letter A. Yung mga ganun kasi yun nga nabasa ko na parang ayaw daw talaga ni TikTok yung yung dire-diretso na CCC yung mga ganun. Yan. Okay. Alright. Okay, very good. Yes. So, wala na po ngayon ang conscription. Okay. According to 1987 Constitution, wala na po siya. Okay. So, okay. So, ko na lang kasi may mga sumagot na iba. So, ano ba yung nationalization? Okay. So, yan yung opposite ng privatization, 'di ba? So, ang privatization is nagiging private yung mga ibang government office, government departments, yung mga ganon. Okay, so for example, 'di ba dati is PNB is government-owned bank yon. Ngayon, hindi na siya, di ba? Hindi na ba siya? If tama yung maalala. Ngayon is land bank na siya, di ba? Or nagbaliktad. So, yun ang nationalization, okay? Ang militarization naman, parang nung militarization is nata-take over na ng military yung civilian government. Okay? Parang yung nangyari nung martial law. So, that is militarization. Alright? Yung enlistment naman is pupunta ka doon, magkukusa ka na mag-e-enlist. Okay? And that is the opposite of conscription. Kasi ang conscription is mandatory. Okay? Lahat. Okay? Pag sinabi nilang sumama ka, sumama ka. Okay? Ganun. Okay? So, I hope. Claro? Okay, so we go to number 4. As a study of non-literature culture, anthropology deals on the following aspects of human culture, but not to include, okay, A, evolutionary theories, B, stages of civilization, C, social action, and D, origin of man. Okay. Ayoko din yung mga ganitong mga tanong, yung parang ang dami-daming tanong, pero actually, napakasimple lang talaga yung gusto niyang sabihin. Diba? Yes, voluntary yung enlistment. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, so yes, it is social action. Okay, so ang sinasabi lang naman niya, basically, alisin mo na lang yung as a study of non-literature culture, okay? So, mo na lang yon para mas klaro, okay? So, anthropology deals on the following aspects of human culture but not to include, of course, social action na, di ba? Dinefine na natin last time yung difference ng anthropology at saka sociology, di ba? Anthropology is about human, what it takes to be human, yung paano na-develop ang human, paano nag-evolve ang human, 'di ba? Ganyan. Ayan. And that is why. Ang meaning naman ng non-literature culture is mga culture na hindi na isulat. Okay? Hindi kailangang isulat. Okay, yan. Ganyan. And anthropology is a non-literature culture kasi it's more on scientific siya. Okay, so yung social action, ano siya? Kung hindi siya under anthropology, napag-usapan na din natin to. So, ano yung social action? Okay? Social action is under what? Okay? So, it is not under anthropology. So, it is under what? Okay. TikTok, matatapos na daw tayo ha, kasi nag 1 hour na tayo. So, we'll gonna, i-relive ko ito kasi sayang pa naman. Marami-rami pa to. Okay? Kahit hanggang 10 lang yung sinishare ko, pero marami tayong mga bonus, 'di ba? Very good. Yes, it is under sociology. Okay. So, yung social action, wag niyong kalimutan na it is under Weber. Okay? Ay, kay Weber. Okay? And I will discuss it sa next Weber. Okay? All right. Ito. From World Heritage Foundation view, the following are of world outstanding value for heritage but not to include A. Archaeological works, B. Archaeological structures, C. Architecture, and D. Archaeology. Ano ito? Ba, ang bilis na ng ano nyo, ha? Ang inyong... Yes. Okay. Ang galing mo, Ma'am Tube. Oo, sinasabi nga nila na palit-palitan daw na parang hindi dapat I choose D, mga ganun-ganun daw yung para hindi ma-flag. Pero Diyos ko, alangan naman sabihin ko sa inyo na iba-ibahin nyo na. Ang sagot ko po ay D. Tapos next time, sagot ko ay letra. Ay, Diyos ko, Lord. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, it is archaeology. Okay, very good. So, ano nga ba muna yung mga nasa World Heritage? Ay yung mga outstanding values for heritage. Okay, ito yung mga natural or cultural sites. Okay, natural or cultural sites. Natural or hindi natural. Okay? Yan. So, ang archaeological works, ito na yung lahat. Okay? It is the umbrella term. Okay? Umbrella term ng archaeological structure. Okay? Architecture, yun na yung umbrella term niya. Okay? Have you heard of ano ba yung isang archaeological work? Pasensya na kasi puro China yung alam ko kasi dun ako. Yung terracotta, yung mga terracotta soldiers na nakita sa China. So, that is one of the archaeological works, okay? Okay, that is an example of archaeological works. Okay, yung archaeological structure, alam naman natin na yan, 'di ba? Yung mga structure, 'di ba? Parthenon, 'di ba? Wag na tayong lumayo. Chocolate Hills, 'di ba? Yung mga 'yon. Okay. Although ang Chocolate Hills hindi pa siya nasa World Heritage, nasa list pa siya. Okay, and architecture, of course, yun kasi yung kasama yung architecture kasi yun yung guiding principle ng mga archaeological works. Okay? And then yung archaeology, that's the study. Okay? So hindi siya kasama. Okay? Okay. Ito. Which organization designates a natural or cultural site as a World Heritage Site by inscribing it on the World Heritage List? Okay, so para maging outstanding siya, kailangan nasa listahan siya sa World Heritage. Okay, so isipin nyo yan, baka next time tatanungin, anong list? The World Heritage. So is it UN or UNESCO? Okay, very good. Yes, so it is UNESCO, okay? Specifically yung UNESCO World Heritage Committee, okay? UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Kasi minsan parang dati yung alam ko lang na UN, tapos biglang anong commission yung hinahanap. Ay, nako, yung Brundtland pala yon. Okay. Next, ito naman. If artifacts are human-made that have been purposely constructed for a specific purpose, blank, refer to a natural object or substance. Lumalabas lang to ha, naalala ko. Pero hindi ko lang kasi maalala yung question, kaya ginawa ko na lang ganito. That has been used or modified by humans and has some value in understanding past human activity. Okay? They may comprise of objects like plant and animal parts, shells, pollen, charcoal, and stones that have been utilized as tools or building materials. Okay? Ano ang sagot nyo dito? Inom lang ako ng konti, ha? Yung lips ko mas dry pa sa mukha ko. If artifacts, ibig sabihin hindi na to yung sagot. if artifacts are human-made, okay, ano naman to yung natural object? Yun yung, okay. Alright, okay. Okay, nawala yung ano, alright? Alright, so let's go kasi nakikita ko na ano. Yes, so it is eco-facts. Eco-facts. Ang fossil ay kasama sa eco-facts. Okay, very good. So, alalahanin nyo, artifacts, ginawa ng tao. Yung eco-facts, hindi. Okay, for example, plants. Okay, pag nakita ng mga archaeologists yung mga plants na nag-exist noon, makikita mo pa rin yung culture. Kasi for example, ano yung mga ginamit ng mga tao, 'di ba, noon, ng mga plants. Ano yung kinultivate nila, yung mga ganon. Or for example, bones, okay? Bones na hindi nila ginamit sa hindi nila ginamit to make tools, okay? Just bones, okay? Ano ba yung makikita nila doon? Of course, ano yung mga kinain ng mga tao noon? Ganon. So, they are called eco-facts. Sama. Okay, it's okay. Ay, di ko naintindihan yung tanong. Okay, it's okay. Okay, so alalahanin nyo, eco. Alam naman na ecology, di ba? Ecology, right. So, eco-facts, okay, is, okay, so very good. So, eco-facts, nature, and then pag human-made is artifacts. Alright. Okay, ito naman. Who advocated the process of Philippinization in the Philippines during the American colonial period? Okay, A. William Howard Taft. B. Francis Burton Harrison. C. Frank Murphy. And D. Dwight Davis. Alright, yes. Okay, very good. Artifacts, man-made. Yes, or human-made. Okay, very good. Philippinization. Sinech. Okay, so i-relive ko na to ha, kasi na-restrict na lang din ako. Okay, so after this, i-relive ko na TikTok, hanapin nyo na lang din ako ulit, okay? Mabilis lang to. Okay? Okay, very good. Yes, so it is Francis Burton Harris. Okay, so siya yung naging American Governor General na sinasabi niya na bakit natin di bigyan ng chance na mag-practice, kumbaga gano'n, na mag-start na yung mga Filipinos to govern on their own. So, ayun. Okay. So, ito, syempre alam naman natin, William Howard Taft, siya yung first na civilian governor, okay? So, tough na civilian si Governor General Howard Taft. Okay. Tong si Frank Murphy, 'di ba? Ang first tinatanong din to, okay? So ano yung how do you call that? Yung sequence ng government, American government, 'di ba? Ang una ay civilian, 'di ba? Pangalawa ay ano? Sige. Civilian, tapos Commonwealth. Okay, so ano 'yon? Okay? Civilian, tapos ano yung next? Nauna yung civilian. Tinatanong din po to ha, kung ano yung chronological order. Okay, very good. Yes. Okay, very good. Yes, so CMC, 'di ba? So civilian, military, tapos Commonwealth. Okay, so ito, kaya ko tinanong kasi si Frank Murphy, siya yung last na Governor General nung military. Okay? And then, Commonwealth siya. So, dahil siya ang last governor dun sa military, nung nag-Commonwealth, wala na yung Governor General na position. Okay? Yung Governor General na position is inoccupy na ng Philippine of the President. Okay? So, itong Governor General, ang naging, niya na lang, pangalan ng position niya ay High Commissioner to the Philippines. Yan. So, itong High Commissioner to the Philippines, wala siyang executive power. Okay? Parang representative na lang siya kasi nga, Commonwealth na, diba? So, representative na lang siya ng US. Alright. Okay, ganon. Okay, so, i-relive ko na ha, TikTok, i-relive ko na ha, kasi na-restrict lang din tayo. Okay? So, please come back. Okay, relive ko to. Okay. Okay. Relive natin. At least tumatagal na yung ating Okay, very good. Si Dwight Davis Davis guys, nag-research ako, wala naman siyang outstanding churcher. Okay. Okay, so ito yung mga key policies ng Philippinization ni Burton, okay? So more Filipinos in government positions. Syempre number 1 'yan. Okay, creation of the Philippine legislature. So dapat kasama na sila doon. Okay? Kasi 'di ba dati is yung sa Philippine Commission is mga American pa din yung mga andon, 'di ba? Mga appointed sila. Okay. Emphasis on education. Yes. So sinasabi niya kailangan nilang mag-aral para in the future they will govern on their own, and then economic development. Okay. 'Di ba ang bait niya? Ang bait niya. Sobrang bait. Okay. Very good. Okay, so as I have sa TikTok, ito yung key policies ng Philippinization. Okay, so mag-enroll na po kayo sa social science major kasi makukuha nyo pa yung PPT nito. Yes, PDF niya. Okay? At saka ma-access nyo yung hanggang 30 to. Marami to. Okay? Aside sa, meron pa akong bonus quizzes every week. Okay, next, ito. Ito naman, gasgas to ha. If William Howard Taft was the first civilian governor-general of the Philippines, who was the first military governor-general? Okay, so mas madaling matandaan to, okay? Basta pag civilian, tough na civilian, okay? Kaya tough, okay? Matigas, tough na civilian, alright? Sino yung first military governor-general? Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, yes, of course, si Wesley Merritt. So, madali na lang tandaan to. Military Merit. Okay, ganyan siya. Okay, thanks guys for holding on dito sa TikTok. Okay, alam ko mahirap kasi restricted na talaga tong account na to. Okay, ito. Social studies is a component of which subject in high school? A, English, B, Science, C, Filipino, and D, Makabayan. Okay. Social studies is a component of which subject in high school? Okay. Ako ay Makabayan, sabi niya. Okay, very good. Yeah, so it is Makabayan. 'Di ba nabanggit ko nung sa Makabayan na key learning area is yung pinag-combine yung mga maraming subjects, and then yung pinaka-ano niya is social studies. Okay? Actually, nagtataka ako, bakit meron pa yung ganitong tanong? Wala naman na yung Makabayan. Okay? And then, kasi nung nagre-research ako about Makabayan, nung, 'di ba, yun yung natin, yun yung one of the topics natin sa Prof Ed, 'di ba? Nagre-research ako sa Makabayan. Tinatanong ko din yung good friend ko na principal, okay? So, wala ngayon, 'di ba, ang sinabi ko is yung Makabayan is pinag-isa. Tapos ngayon, pinaghiwa-hiwalay. So nakakatawa, sabi ko, ha? So bakit pa natin pinag-isa tapos pinaghiwa-hiwalay na naman daw? So ngayon, wala na tong Makabayan, pinaghiwa-hiwalay na siya. MAPE, iba na yan. Social Studies, iba na yan. EPP, iba na yan. Okay? Okay, color key. Pero sabi naman ng siguro it's more on sa pag, how do you call that? Sa management yon. Kasi sabi nung friend ko na principal, ang hirap daw dati nung yung they were combined. Kasi kailangan mo pang antayin kung tapos na nung isang teacher yung grade, ganyan-ganyan. So, it was difficult daw. Alright. Okay, next. This hurricane caused a huge devastation in New Orleans in the United States of America. Which hurricane was this? A, Sandy, B, Irene, C, Katrina, at saka D, Rita. Okay, feeling ko makukuha niyo to kasi kahit hindi naman tayo taga-US, di ba? Talagang dinig natin to dito, di ba? Napanood natin yung devastation neto. Okay? Paki-share yung live, please. Tapos paki-heart. Give me some hearts. Alright? Okay. Yes. Asan na yung Saan na mga YouTube guys? Okay. Alright, very good. Yes, so it is Katrina, 'di ba? Nakakaiyak nga yung mga ano dun sa Katrina, eh, nakakaiyak talaga siya. Okay, so 'pag nakita niyo na lang New Orleans, taga New Orleans si Katrina. Okay, so this was way back 2005. Okay, so etong si Hurricane Harvey, nangyari to nung 2017. Okay, so kasing costly. Okay, kasing costly daw ng Katrina yung Hurricane Harvey. Okay? Ito namang si Sandy. Itong Sandy is sa Caribbean and Eastern US naman daw ito. Okay? Itong Irene, ito yung first named storm to make landfall during a 2011 Atlantic hurricane season. Okay? So, na-devastate niya yung New York at saka Bahamas. Okay? So, pwede nyo screenshot na lang po ito. Or yung hanggang ito ipopost ko naman sa ano sa YouTube, may yung part ng video na ito, okay na for free. And then of course yung Rita is sa Gulf of Mexico nung 2024. Okay. So pwede talagang lumabas dito, feeling ko is yung Irene, Katrina at saka Hurricane Harvey. Okay, kasi first name storm. Alam mo naman ang mga first. Okay, sana all first. Alright, ito naman, where did Apolinario, lumabas na nung September 2023. Where did Apolinario de la Cruz, better known as Hermano Pule, or Hermano Puli daw sa ibang na research ko, established the Cofradia de San Jose, okay, or the Confraternity of Saint Joseph in 1832. A. Lucban, Tayabas, B. Intramuros, Manila, C. Los Baños, Laguna, D. Cavite City, Cavite. Meron talagang mga ganito sa let, yung alam mo, hindi mo alam kung saan kinuha. 'Di ba? Ay nako Lord. Kaya I advise you to always read. Kahit yung mga feeling nyo hindi lalabas, ay nako, mas yun yung ano. Okay? Now I know, ma'am. Now I know. Okay. Ano yun? Now you know what? Hindi ko na, ano ba yung diniscuss ko kanina? Ay, ano yun? No, ano sabi ni Ma'am Tube. Alright, okay, yes. So, ang galing nyo Okay, yes, it's Lucban Tayabas. Yung hurricane. Okay, alright. Okay, ba't ang galing nyo? Okay, yeah. So, itong si Apolinario de la Cruz, itinatag niya. Grabe, itinatag, no? Yung yung Cofrade de San Jose. Kasi, this is parang, in retaliation doon. Kasi, dati daw, hindi daw inaalaw yung mga Filipinos to be members of, the Catholic Church. Something ganon. Okay, so, nagalit tong si Apolinario de la Cruz and then nagtatag siya ng Cofrade de San Jose, okay? And nag-start siya dun sa Tayabas, Batangas because he was born there, okay? Sadly, nagpadala ang Spanish government and pinatay nila yung maraming members, kasama na doon si Hermano Pule. Okay? Alright, Quezon Province. Yes, Tayabas, Quezon, di ba? Di ba may mga places tayo na dahil narinig mo sa social media or sa news, di ba? Parang dumediretso na yung mind mo na Tayabas, Quezon, di ba? Parang ganun. Alright. Kaya it also pays na, pag social science major kayong, mahilig ka sa balita, mga ganon. Alright? And you are a book reader, bookworm. Okay. Number 10. Who was the Iloilo superintendent renowned for advocating the use of the vernacular, specifically Hiligaynon as a medium of instruction? A. Dr. Jose V. Aguilar, B. Isabella de los Reyes, C. Camilo Osayas, and D. Pedro Guevara. Okay. Mahilig talaga ang let ng mga ganito, yung bigla-biglaan, 'di ba? Yung last time was si Kisimbing, 'di ba? Nagulat ang lahat. Okay, sino 'yan? Parang ganon. Okay, topic siya sa reading in okay, topic siya sa reading in PH, ma'am. Alright. Okay. So, sino yung sagot niya dito? Okay, yes. So, ito si Dr. Jose V. Aguilar. Okay, so ito yung ito yung ginawa niya dun sa Iloilo experiment. Okay, so dun sa primary school dun sa Santa Barbara, okay, ginawa niya ng Iloilo experiment. Ginamit niya yung Hiligaynon, okay, to teach. And then na-find out niya na more engaged daw, and then the students performed better, okay? And kalain nyo, siya ang father of the community school movement in the Philippines, okay? So Jose Aguilar, father of the community school movement in the Philippines. All right. Okay, alam naman natin si Isabelo de los Reyes, siya yung founder ng Union Obrera Democratica. Ano yung Union Obrera Democratica? Okay, gasgas na din to. Ito yung unang ano? Tensi, sabi ni ano. Camilo Osa, hindi po. It's A, alright? So, ano yung Union Obrera Democratica? Ito yung first. Ano po siya? Very good. Yes, it's the first labor union or labor group, okay? Or labor federation, okay? Basta labor. Okay. Yes, union ng manggagawa. Yes. Okay, so yan. Okay, si Camilo Osayas naman, okay, 'di ba yung ano natin, yung lupang hinirang natin, 'di ba? Yung lupang hinirang natin yun was Spanish. Okay, dapat nyo malaman dito kasi lumalabas, Spanish poem siya ni Jose Palma, and it was titled Filipinas. Okay, so Filipinas muna siya ni Jose Palma. Okay, and then translate ni Camilo Osayas. Okay, kasama si Mary A. Lane. Okay, Mary A. Lane is an American. Okay, so translate niya sa English. Okay, kaya nagkaroon ng Philippine hymn. Okay, so siya pala yan, Camilo Osayas. Alright? Okay, si Pedro Guevara, wala naman ako nakitang very outstanding. Kaya sinulat ko na Resident Commissioner of the Philippines. Okay? Yan. Naging Senate President ata siya. Ganyan. Okay? Okay, very good. Okay, so ito na yung last gift ko sa inyo sa TikTok, ha? Okay, and then I have to okay, for the not exclusive. Okay, the Philippines was ruled by Spain through blank until 1814. A, the Viceroy of Mexico. B, direct rule from the Spanish crown in Madrid. C, the Royal Audience of Manila. And D, the Vatican. Okay, so mahilig akong nung nagre-review ako, mahilig akong nagbabasa-basa ng kung ano-ano, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos nakita ko to, may nahanap ata ako about about yung mga ayuntamiento, yung mga ganun-ganun. And then nakita ko to. And then after that, nung nagkaroon ako ng isang mock board, lumabas to yung question na to. Sabi ko, tapos feeling ko ako lang yung makakasagot. Char. Okay. So, ano yung sagot niyan? Number 11. Okay, very good. Very good, yes. So, kayo din pala. Masasagot nyo to. Yes, so the Viceroy of Mexico. Okay, kasi, bakit? Okay, bakit hanggang lang, until 1814 lang? Kasi nagkaroon na ng independence yung Mexico. Okay, and gusto ko lang okay, etong, di ba, kung merong cry of Pugadlawin, meron namang Grito de Dolores. Okay? Cry of Pugadlawin, meron naman tayong Grito de Dolores. Okay, ito yung parang ito na yung simula, okay, ng a decade-long struggle, okay, na pinamunuan ni Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. Okay, he's the father of Mexican independence. So they were also colonized for 300 years, okay? Yan, 300 plus years, ganyan. So, after nung nagkaroon sila ng independence, so, yung Philippines, hindi na siya under the Viceroy of Mexico, nagka-direct rule na siya. Okay? Direct rule from the Spanish crown. Okay, so, TikTok, maraming salamat po, okay, sa pakikinig. Alright, and, sana mag-enroll kayo sa akin. Okay, but I will still post this part of the video doon sa okay, sa ating para pwede nyong balikan, alright? Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Okay, and God bless. Alrighty. Okay, so let's turn it off na muna, guys. Okay. So, ito. Number 12. The following are facets of foreign cultural acculturation by Filipinos, but not to include A, cuisine, example, Italian foods. Okay. B, politics, republican democracy. Okay. C, folkways, hospitality. And D, music, just. Okay, so ito yung nagkakagulo dati kung ano ba talaga, kung B or C daw. Pero sa akin nun, parang bakit kailangan natin i-consider yung letter B? Okay, kasi sabi nila sa atin daw, matagal na daw na Republican democracy tayo. Ganyan, which is you are right, okay? The answer there is hospitality. Kasi alam naman natin yung acculturation is you just acculturate yourself to the cultures of others, 'di ba? So, totoo na yung Republican democracy is, matagal na tayong Republican democracy, but that is something that we got from the Americans, 'di ba? So, it's still a part, or a kind of acculturation. Yan, yung hospitality natin, matagal na yan, even pre-Spanish pa, 'di ba? Ganyan na talaga tayo, 'di ba? Ganyan. Tapos biglang sabi, bakit si Magellan pinatay? Hospitality ba yan? Okay. Yes. But we were hostile siguro noon kasi syempre we were just protecting our own. 'Di ba? Sanay tayo sa ganun noon. 'Di ba? Hati-hati pa nga tayo noon. Pre-Spanish is hindi naman centralized yung government. Okay. Hospitality yarn. Okay. Number 13. This basic principle of taxation states that the government sources of revenue should be sufficient to meet the needs of public expenditure. Okay. A, fiscal adequacy. B, theoretical justice. C, administrative feasibility. At saka D, the lifeblood doctrine. Okay. Ang gagaling nyo. Bakit ang gagaling nyo? Okay.